Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, My Hero Academia Season 5 Episode 2. Yes, last time we got our introductory episode of the season. In the one that we just kind of recapitulate all the powers, all the characters, at least the main characters, and what is going on with the world in a very general way. We don't engage in such an amazing battle. Well, not with repercussions that is going to be seen later in the season. No, it's just that. It's just a presentation of our characters. Even of course that the majority that we watch the show, we know these characters from, I don't know, more than 5 years ago, because yes, or 5 years ago, I don't remember exactly, but yes, it's been a long time since we got to meet these characters. So it's interesting to see how this is going to be about, because the last thing we saw in the last episode of the 4th season is it was just the connection between Deku and the previous users of One for All. So I want to see if they are going to explore that a little bit more. We have hints here and there, especially during the opening, that yes, we're going to explore some of that aspect. So I am eager to see how this is going to be represented in the anime, how we're going to connect Deku with the previous users, and what is going to happen, especially with the extra scene of the last episode. That has to be canon because it has an impact, or it should have an impact in the rest of the series, like the connection with Hawks and Dabi. What the fuck is going on there? I don't know, but I want to find out. So in order to do that, let's cut the presentation short. But before that, let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below, alongside with the link for the reaction, because we know that YouTube doesn't like reactions. And of course, a link to my Patreon in case you want to see the uncut reaction of the episode. Anyway, without further ado, let's cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the second episode of the 5th season. And this is a fascinating one. You can easily divide it in 3, and obviously with different degrees of, I don't know, I don't want to say impact, because I think all of them are going to impact in the long run of the show. But different types of connection with the main character, let's say. And yes, everything is connected to the main character and to the main story, obviously. The first section. We have this moment of betrayal in the last episode, in which we thought that Hawks was the traitor of the hero traitor, the one that just wants to go with the League and is working for the League. In this episode, that first part was clarified. Actually, Hawks is working for the higher-ups of the government, so he's pretending that he is betraying the heroes so he can infiltrate the League of Villains and destroy it from within, while the rest of the heroes destroy it from the outside. It makes sense for a plan like that to be implemented. It is dangerous, it's kind of scummy, sure, but it makes sense in the long run, as the show said. I like how nobody is trusting Hawks immediately. In this case, Dabi is not trusting Hawks immediately, because it makes sense. He is dealing with one of the generals of the League, because yes, Dabi is very important for the League, but he is not dealing with the leader. He isn't earning that trust yet from the League. It makes sense for them to be like that. And I like that they are not trusting each other. I like the fact that they are betraying information between each other. It makes it more realistic because, again, the villains are villains for a reason. They will not be, oh yes, we're going to follow exactly as we came to be. No, it's not like that. It's obviously they are going to do crazy stuff because they want it. That is why they are villains, because they do not abide by any law. They do not abide by a moral code. They do not abide by saying, okay, let's follow, let's be just to everybody. No, they are villains because they want chaos, because they want to be free without caring in the world, without respecting somebody else. That makes sense. And I like that. And I don't know how I felt before with the Hawks betrayal. It is impactful, but I didn't met the character enough for me to say, oh, this is awful, I feel so bad, or oh my god, this is great because you're giving something else. No, it's kind of the point. Okay, it's impactful because he's the number 2 hero. I think that is the most impactful thing here, that he's a number 2, than the fact that he's Hawks. Let's say, for me personally, because again, I don't know this character enough for me to be attached or completely attached to this character. It was a funny character by the end of the 4th season. It is kind of funny in this one, not so much because in this episode we got a very serious interaction. So yes, I liked it. That is what I like about the betrayal. It was impactful for that moment, not because, oh my god, Hawks, it was the number 1 hero in my book and I feel betrayal. No, it's not like that. It's another aspect. But again, I like these little points in which, yes, he's a number 2 hero and he's doing this, and yeah. Until obviously you realize, okay, he's doing everything because he wanted this to happen, but in a more controlled area. He didn't want it to happen in the middle of the city. He didn't want to risk people. It makes sense. And I like it. And there is something deeper for Hawks in what we saw in this episode. I guess he's the kid that they were talking about, that he saved a family and all of that. So I want to know more about this. What is the deal with Hawks? He's that brilliant talent that wants to save everybody. And we saw We're Pale Your Depths or something along those lines when they talking to somebody and Hawks was in the center. So I assume he's the father or the mother or both, I don't know. So yes, I want to know all about this. It's interesting. It's fascinating to see. Moving on to the second plot point of the episode, and I think the central one is here. Even if I was waiting for the third one to be the central, the Deku and the other previous holders of One for All, but I think the central point of this episode is the Todoroki family. This is a delicate point. You know, and I made this very clear in my previous reactions of the show, that I am not a fan of Endeavor. For all the scummy things that he did to his children. Not only Shoto, but from what I can see from here, is all of the children. He neglected everybody. Shoto, I think, received the worst part for the brothers, or what we saw in this place. And the wife. I think those were the ones who received the worst part. He wants to atone, but he doesn't know how. As a hero, and I think this is a good distinction between Endeavor the hero and Enji Todoroki, the character, the human, let's say. I think it's important to make a difference between these two. The hero has been doing an amazing job. He is redeeming himself. He's not angry with the world because he's no longer the number 1 hero. He started to understand all the pressure. He started to understand all the responsibilities of the number 1. And he's starting to see the world in a different perspective. And he's doing a great job at that. When he fought the Nomu, this high-end Nomu, he did an amazing job. He was strong and he defeated a strong enemy. Yes, I belittled a little back then when I watched that episode. Oh, it's not like all my could have been done better and all that. Yeah. Yes, I know that. But I have come to accept that the fact that yes, Endeavor as a hero is amazing. He is strong and he is wanting to protect the people. that is what a hero does. Enji Todoroki is a different business. He wants to make amends to his family because that is the part of his life that was directly affected by his shitty behavior in the past. I don't know the specifics of how he treated the sister, but she is, among the children, the most willing to forgive and forget. That is how I see it, for the way she's behaving. She wants to forget all the terrible things that Enji did. She wanted to forget all of that and for them to become a happy family. That is what she wants. Because I guess she suffered that her family was crumbling. Her family was not like the other kids' family, that happy-go family that loves everybody and trying to protect everybody. It wasn't like that. And she wanted that. And she's trying so hard to obtain that. Do I blame her for that? No. Because that is what she wants. I don't know how other people feels about this, because obviously this came out in the manga a long time ago. Obviously. I don't know how the fandom felt when that appeared for the first time, because again, I try to avoid the fandom like the plague because I don't want to see spoilers. But I don't know how, but if somebody said, oh, she's just an enabler and she doesn't care about Traitor, it's not like that. But she starts to understand that if you hold that hate in your heart, you're going to be affecting yourself. If you get a good example, watch the movie True Grit, the most recent one, not the old one, because there's one of those like in the 50s or 60s, I don't remember. No, the most modern one, I think in 2000 and something, I don't remember exact date. Watch that movie. And the protagonist, the kid that is in that movie, is a good example of what a hate could do to you. It is a fascinating movie. It is a good movie. Watch it. I highly recommend it. It's a western. If you don't like western, yeah, don't watch it. It's a good movie. Believe me, it's a good movie. But I like it. I like that aspect that is a different character. Alongside with the mom, she wants to forgive. Perhaps not forget, but forgive, yes. They are the two people in this family that want something better for the rest. That they don't want to hold to that hate. And that's fine. That's how they feel. That's completely fine. These are people, or at least representation of people, and people are going to react differently. I don't know if the mom wants to forgive Enji that easily. I don't know what is going on in the background, because obviously she is not a major plot point for the story, but perhaps there is something else going on in the background. Perhaps Endeavor is trying to make amends with her in a different way, and that's why she's more willing to forget. She's starting, as Fujumi said, she's starting to smile. Now we have the other extreme, Natsu. Natsu doesn't want to forgive. He still hates the father. He still hates Enji. And that's fine too. That is completely okay too. Because Natsu is a different person, and he just wants to say, okay, just because you say forgive me, or because sorry, I have to forgive you. No, fuck you. You have done nothing for this family but disrespecting us, but treating us badly, ignoring us, and now that is convenient for you, you want us to forgive you? Fuck you. And I understand perfectly Natsu. And honestly, I am more in a Natsu side. I am with him more. Because so far, as this person, as Enji Todoroki, not as Endeavor, as Enji Todoroki, he has done nothing to earn that forgiveness. Or at least I haven't seen him doing anything to earn that forgiveness. I'm fine with both sides because, again, I don't know the complete story here. But both sides are right because they want to do something differently. Natsu's hate is based on the fact that he was ignored, based on the fact that his little brother was so mistreated, that was so ignored and was so separated from them, that just now, when when Shoto is, I don't know, 15, 16, and it's the first time that he knows his favorite food, I understand perfectly both sides, and I understand the sister side, Fuyumi's side. I understand that. Okay, she wants something else, and that is perfectly fine. Both sides are fine, because again, they are representing different people, and that is what we need: representation of different people. And none of them are wrong because their feelings are different and they are going to react differently to the same situation. And then we have the third case, the middle ground, in this case Shoto. He's willing to give a chance to Enji, Todoroki, so he can amend his past. He wants to get, okay, I haven't forgiven you. You make my mom suffer, you make terrible things to this family, but I am willing to forgive you if you do the correct things. If you change, if you really change, and this is not just a plot for your convenience. And again, I know I am very repetitive about this point, but that is a fair point too. That is completely fine too. Because Shoto understands the separation between Endeavor, and he accepts that yes, Endeavor is fucking amazing, and Enji Todoroki, which is a shitty parent and a shitty person, but that shitty parent and that shitty person is trying to make amends. He's trying, at least. He's making an effort to change. And he's willing to see how it turns out before he delivers his judgment. That's perfectly fine. That's fantastic to see. Honestly, it's great. And I like this aspect that the show is not treating any side as the lesser one. They are saying, okay, these are the perspectives. Choose your favorite. Choose what you think it should happen. But I'm going to do what I want to do, the author said. Obviously, I'm talking about as if I'm the author. I like that. I like that. Now moving on to the last point of the episode, the Deku side. This is going to be relatively short if we compare it to the last point I made. We got to see 9 if you count Deku, because yeah, technically we saw him. 9 wielders of the One for All. 4 of them are very clearly seen. We saw Nanashimura, a bald guy that is red, a short guy that is blue, long hair with purple color, and we saw 3 others that are not clearly seen. We got what I assume, the yellow one, and what I assume is Toshinori, and the other 2 that is purple and red. We don't see anything about them, we don't know anything about them, it's not clear at all. And honestly, the first time I didn't even count them, I just said 4, and then okay, I didn't notice the first one that is one not present. But then we got the reason as to why he wasn't present. He's probably the clearest one, he has a voice, he is the only one that who could speak in this dream world, let's say, and he's showing us the past and how twisted the mentality of All for One is really is. He pretends that he's saving everybody, he pretends that he's been selfless, but in reality he's gaining minions. I say, oh my friends, that is bullshit, he just sees them as minions. And how he twisted the mind of everybody. Oh, you owe me a favor, I did something for you, now you own me. you pay for that by serving me. And that is exactly what is going on with One for All. That is how he gained his power. He subdued factions by giving them something they wanted, not because of the goodness of his heart, but because he knew he was going to get something out of them. And the twisted mentality, oh, you want to see this poor man that takes care of his family and I save? If you're against me, you're against that too. You're against this poor man's family, parents, these good men. And you're against these other good men that was mocked and ridiculed. If you're against me, you're against them too. He's twisting and say, oh no, but every single thing good in the world, if you're against me, you're against everything good I have done. Doesn't matter my method, doesn't matter what I earn. And there is so much bullshit on that. There is so much bullshit. But I love that twisted mentality. Because that makes a great villain. It's showing us that this overpowered being is a very intelligent one, is a very manipulative one. It's a great villain, honestly. It's an amazing villain. And then we saw how Deku have a short talk with the first user of the One for All. It's, I guess the moment they touched, that's when Deku awoke and, well, his powers went out of control for a while. It is honestly really interesting what we got. I wish we could have seen more of this. We could see more explanation of what is going on and who is the One for All, the All for One, because we don't see the eyes. Well, don't see everything, only the red eyes in a moment, but still we don't see the face, we don't see anything. So I don't know. It seems honestly fascinated what we could see. But anyway, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary now that you have seen it. Remember that in the description there is a link for my Twitter. I know I don't tweet much, but sometimes I do. The link for the reaction, because we know that YouTube doesn't like reactions, and of course the link to my Patreon in case you want to see the uncut reaction is there full and you can see it. Anyway, yes, I think I really exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.